guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and it is Sunday, May 5th, 2024. May 5th, right? I'm pretty sure it's May 5th. I just uploaded my, yeah, May 5th. It's 55 degrees outside. It looks like it's more like 70. The birds are chirping. It is fully ensconced in spring here, which I'm here for. I hope the temperature goes up a little bit more. But I am doing the second video that I always do for the month, is my card of the month for April. So basically what I do is a year ahead spread at either the last day of December or the first day of January every year for the year ahead. And then I kind of put it away. I've done different variations added to that each month, but each month at the end of the month, I go back and look at the card and I reflect on how it coincided with my month and all the things. This month, I kept pulling this card, and I'm like, why do I keep pulling this card? I never pull this card. And then like 4 days ago, no, it was like 3 days before the end of April. It was like, well, I didn't remember, because I've been trying to keep track of it throughout the month, what the card of the month was. At April, it just got away from me, and I just didn't look. So, because I don't remember what I pulled in January and April, like for April, I didn't remember. So I didn't even look until like 4 days before April was over, and I looked it up, and it was this card, the Seven of Feathers or the Seven of Swords. And I'm like, that explains why I've been pulling it all month long, because it's trying to make me pay attention to it. And it's funny because the months I ignore are the months I pull that card. It's weird. But this is from the Spirit Song Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. It is a U.S. Games deck. I don't hardly ever use this deck, so I used it for the year ahead. So and it's a gorgeous card. And the keywords are preparation and resourcefulness. We oftentimes in the RWS see looks like a dude stealing swords from a circus, and thievery and shadowy and that kind of things is what I see in this card. There was a few times in the month where I had like some shadowy moments. It was almost like a warning, like beware of other people's shadow, like coming into play here. That I just kind of like, I was leery about them, and it got my hackles up, like be aware, be alert, be on high alert. Something was saying be on high alert. And it wasn't necessarily that I'm robbing or stealing or anything. It's maybe somebody else trying to trick me into a way of thinking. And I recognized that, which for me feels like I'm growing because I would have just ignored it before and be like, oh, I'm crazy, blah, blah, blah. But it kept the feeling, the intuitive knowingness kept coming around. So it was like, yeah, you need to pay attention to this. And I did pay attention. And it wasn't like the whole month long, but that does seem to be kind of like the main thing that happened throughout the month, because the rest of the month I just worked. Just went to work and came home and worked some more and then went to bed and then got up the next day and did it all over again. That's pretty much been my life for the last few weeks. So this was literally like the main thing that happened in the month of April. So it makes sense. And once again, I'm shocked that once again, this card was dead on for the month of April, even though I pulled the card in January. So that's crazy. I did want to pull, because I said I would do it every month for the month of the year. Every month that I do this video, I'm reiterating the card of the year. So every year we pull a card of the year based on the numbers, you know, how we do it. Or how I do it. I do it through the book tarot for yourself, I learned how to do the numbers and add them up and all that for the card of the year. So my card of the year, and this is from the Pastoral Tarot, is the Wheel of Fortune. And I just, every month I decided to go ahead and pull a card that I haven't really pulled before or looked at a whole lot. This is probably one of my favorite Wheel of Fortune, just because I used to do the puzzles that were like this. I can't remember the guy's name, but he used to do art puzzles like this. I mean, you can still find them at Walmart, but this is stunning. So I thought each video I would go ahead and add in, the Wheel of Fortune to that, just to show y'all some beautiful Wheel of Fortunes. And that is freaking stunning. I love the trees and stuff. I love that it's out in the middle of nowhere. I love that there's a creek there. There's a bird catching something out of the water. Ugh, it's stunning. Anyway, I had to pause and let the dog in. But yeah, that's one of the most stunning Wheel of Fortunes I've ever seen. And I freaking love it. And it is fitting with that deck also. So a couple more Seven of Feathers or Seven of Swords I wanted to show you. This is also from the Paulina Cassidy deck, the Pastoral Tarot. The fox trying to get the eggs, and the chickens are off losing their mind. He's got a gun in his hand, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No, he's got something to fix the fence. Seven of Swords. Then we have probably my favorite Seven of Swords. It's from the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. You see this kind of darkness here, and it's almost like a messenger trying to deliver a dark message. And that's kind of what I was feeling in the month of April. Every time I think of the Seven of Swords, I always think of this card. Because there's some message that is being trying to be delivered to you, and yet there's a hint of danger involved in it. Maybe it's something that you don't want to hear, or it's something that's going to change your mind about someone, or change how you see them, or maybe it's something about yourself, like your dark part of yourself that you don't want to face. All of these things can be construed in the Seven of Swords, and I find that very fascinating and very interesting. It's not a card that I pull very often, simply because I know all the dark parts of myself. I know they're there. I just ignore them. A lot of times. Either I'll ignore it, or I'll be like, okay, it's time to work on this because I'm tired of it continuing to come up. But the Seven of Swords is not a card I pull often, just because all my darkness is no longer hidden. I know it's there. I know what parts need to be worked on. I know what parts need to be fixed. So there's nothing being hidden or taken away here. You know what I mean? Or nothing shadowy about it. But I do love this card just because, of course, it's Anna Torian, and I love her artwork. Okay. Then we have, this one is super cute. It's the Trick or Treat Tarot. I love it just because it's got a raccoon in it. Like, come on. It's got a little baby raccoon. He's like, I'm not stealing the sword. The guy, the Joker, Jester, and it's interesting because we don't have that kind of comic relief in the background here. But yet almost every time, this card has a court gesture in it. Jester, yeah. And I don't understand the court gesture relating to stealing of the swords. I don't quite understand that. I mean, this one is because it's a dude dressed up like that for Halloween. And then you get the raccoon down here going, I'm just going to take one. He dropped it. He ain't going to notice it. It's super cute. I love this deck. It's beautiful. And then we have from the Wildlands Tarot, the Seven of Ankhs. In this one, it's called the Seven of Ankhs. And there's two kitty cats right there. They both look like my cat. And he's right now, digging in something he shouldn't be in right now. Making noise to the right of me. But I love this deck too. It's supposed to be like a Polaroid. Super cute. But it doesn't give you the feeling of stealing or robbing somebody either. Maybe it's the tomb being robbed. Interesting. Didn't think of that. Because there's a lot of tomb robbing. Interesting. But I don't know why the kitties are there. We'll read that in a minute. And then we have the Modern Love Tarot, which is one of my newer decks. And this just, it cracks me up because it looks like she's sneaking in from a night out on the town. Like the Walk of Shame kind of deal. And it looks like, to me, she's sneaking out of some dude's apartment, and he's got like swords in the way and like a trap. Like, oh, I don't want her sneaking out, so I'm going to trap her. It's funny. I think it's funny that way. And then here we have from the Animal and Botanical Tarot. I just think that's beautiful. And we're going to kind of read here in a minute about all the different, because this one and the Wildlands especially are kind of different than your traditional Seven of Swords here, or Seven of Swords here. So I'm very interested in to see what that says there on those cards especially. But I love this. This is an indie deck. And it's funny because I just realized when I was uploading the previous video, I just uploaded all my decks I got in April. All of them were mass market, which I did not mention in the video. I'm like, that's interesting because usually I have a indie straggler somewhere. I didn't have any indies. They were all mass market. But this is an indie deck and it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And since I have that out right now, I'm going to read it. And see, it has a full page color here. And then it says, secrecy, treachery, and consequences are the keywords. It says, the Seven of Swords is here to call you out on your recent habits of secrecy, manipulation, and deceit. And to warn you of the consequences that lie ahead if you do not get back on track. Burrowing owl are small owls that live in the abandoned burrows of squirrels or prairie dogs. As rattlesnakes also do when threatened, they hide in their burrow, mimicking the rattle and hiss of the rattler. Clever little bird. If you choose to be an enigma, then at least use your shadow skills and darkness for good. So this bird will actually mimic the sound of a rattlesnake. That's quite interesting. And I'm terrified of snakes, but that's interesting that a bird would mimic that just to scare off predators. Interesting. And then we have the plain tiger butterfly. Gorgeous. Okay, so the plain tiger butterfly stores toxins in the body from the plants on which it feeds, protecting it from being eaten by predators. However, in its caterpillar form, it may practice cannibalism, becoming its own worst enemy. Wow. The key here is to strategize a new lifestyle plan. It is not enough to make a cosmetic change if you actually need a soul shift. Wow! That's kind of biting. It is possible you're going through a rough path with your self-talk and doubt, maybe taking up a lot of space right now. That's always true. Witness how the flowers bloom on this saguaro cactus. Giant pink beauties grow among thorny appendages. Learning to hold space for pain and transformation is necessary for emotional wellness. Wow. So it's a little bit more depth than I thought it would be because I always think of Seven of Swords as, thievery, something being stolen. This is, again, talking about the negative side of self-talk and things like that, which I just find it fascinating. That's quite interesting. I love this deck. It surprises you every time I open it. Surprises you. So that is the Animal and Botanical. So now let's look at this one. And it has really tiny print on the book. So I may need help here. Seven of Onks. Yeah, it's really tiny. Betrayal, deception, stealth. Location, Egypt. When Seven of Ankhs appears, deception and betrayal may be about. And that's the way I felt in the month of April a little bit. Like I was betrayed or decepted. Or afoot, it says. Seven of Ankhs wants you to know that trying to get away with something in a sly manner to avoid embarrassment isn't going to work out the way you intended. Be careful while you're trying to be deceptive or sly, for it may ruin your reputation. Being more ethical. Pulling the Seven of Ankhs is also a reminder to not fall victim and be gullible to someone else's deception as well. Interesting, because that's what I was saying. But I recognized the deception. I usually wouldn't. The Seven of Ankhs can also indicate that you may be attempting to run away from a situation. And see, while I recognized the situation was a deceptive moment, not on my part, but on the other person's part, I didn't confront it. So that's interesting. Responsibly or a commitment, from a situation, responsibly or a commitment, but now is not a responsibility or a commitment. But now is not the time to run and procrastinate. Oh my God, it literally has procrastinate all across the page, the one word. Procrastinate is my middle name. So these are hitting pretty hard. Like, they're hitting me hard. Like, they're saying, look, we know what you're doing. We know you're procrastinating. Wow. So those two so far, I don't have the Bone Sun and Earthflesh Tarot book pulled out because each one of that is like 10 pages long. I would be here all day. But I do want to read. Let me see the Modern Love Tarot. I've got it out here. See what it says. Is it a oh my God, I opened the book right to it. Seven of Swords, spying, thief, uncertainty. General love meaning. Don't take things at face value or blindly believe what people are telling you without solid proof. There is something dodgy going on and you don't want to ignore this message from the Seven of Swords. It doesn't matter the reasons for the underhanded words and actions. What matters is someone is not being honored in the current situation. Be aware that things are not what they seem. And that's what so it may seem like she's had a one night stand and she's sneaking out, but that may not be the situation. Maybe she got kidnapped and she's figured out a way to get out and she's secretly sneaking out. Interesting. Quite interesting. Yeah, that deck is interesting. So there's that. And then we have the Seven of Feathers here. I'm just going to read the book. I have all my rest of my month set up here to be on top. Seven of Swords. Feathers. There's the King of Feathers. Page, Seven of Feathers. And that's tiny too. Seven of Feathers, Cheetah. Preparation and resourcefulness. Message. A warrior cheetah knows her strength and masters her natural abilities. Armed with foresight, she responds swiftly with new approaches to any problem. Cheetah guides you in focusing on your goal, helping you reach it with ease and grace. Use your initiative and be prepared to make your move. Keep yourself ahead of the game by closely observing what is going on with eyes and mind open. Dishonest behavior will be revealed, which it was. Look within and study all angles. You instinctively know what steps you need to take to bring forth the best results. Wow. Keywords: new approaches, preparation, resourcefulness, reason, logic, initiative, and courage. Reversed message. If an approach has not been bringing the desired results, change your strategy. Be daring and take that initiative. Interesting. So that is the, what did I say? That's the card of the month for the month of April. was the Swords, the Seven of Feathers. The card that, again, shocked me because, once again, it was spot on. That's all I have for y'all. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.